We've reached the halfway stage of this year's Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Leading is Palmerston North's Derek Smythe. In second place, Rowan Huckstep from Takiri. Whilst in third, last year's champion Scott Biggs from Auckland. With 5 more notorious courses to come, expect more mud, sweat and gears and plenty of air as the challenge continues. Course number 6, the Hermanson Contracting Wheels of Fortune. A crowd pleaser last year with a bit of a twist. A double crossing of the Wheels of Fortune. And cold hard cash.
Hi, I'm Derek Smythe. I'm driving Thunder, sponsored by Brunton Engineering and Lucas Oil. Came 6th in the National Series this year and really looking forward to today.
So this is the Hermanson Contracting Wheels of Fortune, but Kevin Hermanson, the proprietor of Hermanson Contracting, is going to be putting his money where his mouth is because, well, we'll tell you about it as we get a little bit closer, as we're watching here Derek Smythe, the points leader at the halfway stage here of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Have a look at these big tyres coming into shot very shortly. Now, if you get the perfect score here, Hermie's going to dip into the wallet and give you $100 cold hard cash. It's harder than it looks, as you see here demonstrated by Derek. They are beached. So that means that Hermie gets to keep the $100 for the moment. It's all about getting the timing absolutely dead right to clear those big excavation tyres. Rowan Huckstep next up, and Hendrik Hofste. This is Mad Cow. Now, each of the courses has 10 gates to get through. Each gate is worth 100 points. You'll see it on the drop-down scoreboard as we have a look at the progress of Rowan and Hendrik. And an innovation this year, if you hit the Suzuki boundary tape, you get to continue, if you can do, but you continue from then on for half points. Let's see how Rowan attacks the Hermanson Contracting tyres, and he's beached as well. Now, these guys have been talking about this one, as all the drivers have. This is the general. This is Russell Ludas, Chris Tomerlin sitting alongside him, currently sitting in 5th equal with Hamish Orette. So far, so good. Bit of a baptism over the first small standard tyres. Now trying to not get a gulp full of water into the engine. They negotiate that. Here is the run-up to the big obstacle on the course, and they're not going to go any further either. So 600 points for the general. This is Stuart Earle and Dan Cowper. Now, Dan Cowper's been in cahoots here with Hermie on this course. It was a crowd favourite last year. The only one to clear the big tyres was Hamish Orette, but he broke the steering. So far, so good for Stuart Earle. See that blue line down the centre of the course? That's just a guide for not only the drivers when they're negotiating the course, but certainly when they were walking it previously and checking out the hazards up close and personal. Lining up the big tyres here, and they've done the first part, 180-degree turn. Now, can they get back around? Will Hermie have to reach into the wallet and pull out a $100 note? Here we go, Stuart Earle. Oh, no, they can't. Well, I don't think that's how they expected it to end. We'll have a look at it on the slow motion. You can't really see the emotion in Stuart Earle's eyes, but that's the first clearance. He thinks, I've got this, I've done it. But it wasn't to be. So 800 points for Stuart Earle. It's come closest so far. This is Dave and Reese Mackay. Dave's a farmer from Taupri. It's a CowperTrucks Chev LS2 6-litre. Fox air shock suspended. That's part one. Oh, and they really made it hard for themselves there. An aggressive approach to the first set of tyres. And this has got quite a few hazards in it, because have a look at the steepness and the sheer drop. It's just about a wheelbase depth for that CowperTruck, and there's a fair bit of water in there. In fact, I thought I saw a fish swimming in there before. Here we go. Is he going to line up the tyres? Is he going to get the job done? Are we going to see a perfect run here? Whoa, and he just squeaks over. So far, so good for Dave and Reese Mackay. The crowd are going to go nuts if they can do this. They can do it. First perfect run. Hermie, get out the $100, mate. Dave has done it. Have a look at it on the replay. Look at the punishment the truck and the drivers and the occupants take here. That was a wild old ride. Here is the clearance. Dave and Reese Mackay put 1,000 points in the bank, and more importantly, $100 in the back pocket. So do you go for everything here, try and take Hermie's cash, or do you play it safe and get as many points as you can?
No, I want the cash, mate. I need to pay for some fuel, so we'll be going for it all the way.
So there is the thoughts of the national champion, Scott Biggs. Phil Walton sitting alongside him. It's a Nitro Customs truck. They're currently sitting in third place. There's 500 points behind Derek Smythe. And plenty more obstacles to come, and so far so good. Perfect through 3. We jump on board with a head down through 4. One corner, and then the money shot here in the Hermanson Contracting Wheels of Fortune. Up and over, clearance. Oh, and they're living dangerously, so once again that front suspension completely loaded. Up and over the other side, can they do it? You bet they can! Scott Biggs gets the 1,000 points and clears the excavator tyres as well. Here it is on the replay, attacked it with all the gusto in the world. A little bit more circumspect coming back. Once again, the loading of these trucks is incredible. And you can see it from these slow motion replays. A tribute to both CowperTrucks and Nitro Custom Trucks. Here it is from a different perspective. You're watching Scott Biggs at work, the national champion. Well, you can see how much it means to them. Well, Jared Biggs is saying, anything my twin brother can do, I can do better. Well, we will see. This is boosted. Now, they have fixed their overheating problems. Hasn't been the morning that they expected. They had steering damage in round number 1. Then they couldn't rejoin their original slot, so they competed for half points in number 2. That's why they're a little further down, currently in 9th place overall. But if it's any indication, they were second best on course number 5. This is course number 6. Let's see how they line up the big tyres here. The crowd looking in anticipation. So far, so good. Part 1 of the journey completed. Now, can they get up over it again and pick up another 100? Oh, no, they can't! Well, they crossed 10 because the gate, have a look at it on the replay, the gate is in the middle of the tallest tyre. So, did they cross 10? I think they did. I think that's a perfect run. This might show it in the slow motion. This is the first clearance. Of course, they've got to do the 180-degree turn and turn back, and the officials are saying, yes, perfect 10 for Jared Biggs, and boy, oh boy, he needed it. This is Neville Mather and Richard Werner, currently sitting in 7th place on 3,700 points. It's again a bit of a wild old ride through the first set of tyres. And that incline is a lot steeper than you think, and there's not a lot of room between the course proper and the Suzuki tape. And of course, you can't hit the Suzuki tape. This is another Nitro Customs truck. Explorer Motorhomes are the sponsors. Oh, that's gone completely wrong for Neville.
We've hit the tape. Can we back up?
Boys just talking to the crew there to get them back on 4 wheels. Have a look at this. He's just gone off to the left-hand side, hasn't he? He's just run out of track. This is Killer B. This is Chris and Greg McDowell. Greg doing the driving. You see as... Oh, they've just got the line a little bit wrong, and they're going to have to miss 2. So each gate you clear is 100 points. So... they didn't get through 2. They got through 3 okay. You see on the drop-down scoreboard, when the red graphic comes up, that means they've cleared the gate. If it turns to blue, it means they've hit the boundary tape, the Suzuki boundary tape, and they have restarted, but only for half points. And they're not going to go any further either. So 500 points for the brothers from Taupri. So last year, these guys were the crowd pleasers. They really leapt over those big excavation tyres. But Hamish has already stated publicly that he wants to win this event. It's eluded him. He's a past national champion. He finished 5th in the New Zealand title chase, completed recently. What are we going to see here? So far, so good. Is Hermie going to have to get his hand in his pocket again? $100 if anyone makes a perfect run. It's already cost him $300. It may be going to cost him another 100 here, because so far so good for Wanganui's Hamish Allred. Up and over the top he comes. That's the perfect run. That's 1,000 points. Thank you very much, Kevin Hermison. That's $100. Well, another combination that needed the points. And speaking of points, we have a look at the scoreboard. 4 perfect scores, so 4 first equals. And in 5th place there, it was Stu Earle. Overall, the situation has changed because we've got a tie at the top. Derek Smythe and Scott Biggs together with 4 rounds to come. The Mickey Thompson Tyres 4x4 Gymkhana is all about speed. It's a white knuckle wall of death action and a figure of 8 to boot. Go fast and grab points.
Brian Huckstep, driving this CowperTruck, and we finished 7th in the Nationals. Yeah, Cowper's versus Nitro, that's going to be pretty cool. Ford versus Holden, bring it on.
Rowan and Hendrick currently sitting in 4th place. Remember, this is all about speed. You have a look on the Suzuki clock. You'll also see a penalty box there. If you've got good eyes, you'll see some orange pegs on the course. If you hit an orange peg, you will receive a 5-second time penalty. As you see Rowan do just there, and you see the cross come up on the graphic. CowperTruck heading up the hill now. Now this is where line selection is so important. You've got to cut it in tight, but you can't hit the orange peg because that'll cost you 5 seconds, and you certainly can't hit the Suzuki border tape. And just a little bit of time lost there, just getting the traction back to the rear wheels and then through to the flying finish. So that's a time of 41.34 for Rowan Huckstep. Next to go, this is Russell Ludas, first timer here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Once again, keep an eye on the clock and keep an eye on the penalty box as well. Time to beat the 41.34 with the penalties for Rowan. No penalties yet though for Russell Ludas. Looks very calm as he works the steering and heads up to the top. Engine's just gone off song a little bit there as they work the first in the figure 8. Time ticking away though, time to beat the 41.34. Is he going to be able to do it? Chooses a higher gear, I should say, and then gets down toward the finish. 37.25, that's the fastest we've seen. This is Stuart Earl and Dan Cowper. Time now to beat the 37.25. Stuart Earl from Broadway Accounting Solutions, of course, part of the sponsorship package here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. You're watching Dan Cowper, he's the promoter here in the challenge. This truck running on Mickey Thompson Baja Claw tyres. 1 penalty, so they've hit one of the orange markers. That's a 5-second time penalty. Time to beat, still a 37.25 of Russell Ludas. Mickey Thompson Tyres is the course. The 4x4 Gymkhana, it's the only all-out speed event here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. These guys using Mickey Thompson tyres to great effect, and the time was a 44.82. This is the Riddler. Dave, how do you solve this riddle? It's a bit of everything.
Yeah, it's just a bit of speed and a whole lot of mud in the face, I think, isn't it? And I hope we don't hit anything.
So away goes the father and son combination from Taupri, Dave and Reese Mackay. Great quote, just a bit of mud in the face and try not to hit anything. That's the objective, I think, in all of the courses here. Certainly the objective here for the Mickey Thompson Tyres 4x4 Gymkhana. No penalties yet, so they're clean, but now they've got to be fast. Round to the first of the figure 8s, trying to keep it nice and tight. And then judicious control of not only the individual brake levers, but the throttle as well. Down heading towards the finish. That's the fastest time we've seen, 32.27 and no penalties. What's the plan on this one?
We've got our line and we're just going to try and get the fastest time.
As simple as that for Scott Biggs and Phil Walton. It's another Nitro custom truck. Still playing catch-up on the points, no penalties as yet, and that's where they were going to come. You see the orange pegs, 5-second time penalty if you hit one of the orange pegs. Another dastardly thought from Dan Cowper to keep you up high on the course. This is looking pretty darn good so far for Scott Biggs. Time to beat the 32.27 you've just seen posted by Dave Mackay. This is going to be faster. You see the truck squat down, and it's the first sub-30, 29.78, and once again, no penalties. Mate, if you got a sub-30 in you, that's just what Scotty did.
Mate, I'll be hoping for the best. I'll be giving it 100%. I've got to catch that, boys.
So some boasting rights around the kitchen table for the Biggs twins. This is Jared, finished second in the national title chase. Would love to beat his brother. To do that, he's got to go sub-30, 29.78 the time to beat. No penalties on the Suzuki penalty box. You see the time ticking away. Ooh, just a little bit slow coming out of that left-hander. And now getting all that 900 horsepower as close to the ground as he can. plenty of revs on board. Nice tight line around the first of the figure eights, but just a little slow coming out, and that's going to cost maybe a tenth, maybe a little bit more. Big wheelie from the 900 horsepower boosted across the finish line, 32.38. One-handed steering. How about the skills of Jared Biggs? Have a look at it on the slow-mo through the wettest part of the course here. Jared Biggs, oh, he has to take the sunnies off. He can't see where he's going. Plenty of action still to come here in the Mickey Thompson tyres 4x4 Gymkhana. This is Neville Mather. He's a carpet installer from Hamilton. They're currently 7th on 4,200 points. Keeping it off the orange pegs, which is what you have to do. Right up high in the wall of death. Time to beat is still at 29.78 of Scott Biggs. This is a pretty tidy run, but will it be a fast run? Can they get the line just right in the figure eight? Nice and tight around the orange peg, but staying away from it. Oh, and they just lose a little bit of time just trying to square that turn off, and just a little bit slow. 32.14 for Neville Mather. This is Greg and Chris McDowell. Time to beat still at 29.78. Currently 8th equal with Jared Biggs on 4,150 points. This is course number 7. Mickey Thompson tyres bring it to you. It's the 4x4 Gymkhana. It's the only speed event of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge, and this looks pretty darn good here from the McDowells. Now, oh, and they got close to the Suzuki tape there. I don't think they hit it, but they got very, very close to it. And once again, they just drift a little bit wide coming through the second part of the figure of eight. 32.81, good time, but not good enough to unseat Scott Biggs. Can Hamish Arrett and Paul Barnes do anything about it? Arrett is a horse trainer from Wanganui. 222 Racing is Pertec Wanganui sponsored CowperTruck. 700 horsepower on tap. No penalties, so great driving from all the competitors here in the 2019 edition of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. 29.78 will be in the back of the mind of Hamish Arrett. Getting good traction from the Mickey Thompson Baja Claw tyres as he works around the second of the... Oh, no, just going to say he was going to put it on its side, but somehow, unbelievably, it comes back onto terra firma. 31.87, that's the second quickest time we've seen. Well, you can credit the Baja Claw tyres from Mickey Thompson for that, because it was gone for all money. Thunder is next up. This is the current leader on 5,000 points. This is Derek Smythe. Todd Sharman, we look into his eyes as they set off on their journey. 10th last year after they broke the transmission in round number 1. What a difference a year makes. They're the leaders at the moment. Time to beat 29.78. 31.87, a great time from Hamish Arrett. Mouthful of mud there for Todd Sharman as they head up the hill and towards the figure eights. Oh, he's got it wrong. Well, maybe it was the case of too much traction or not enough balance, but over they go. Thunder comes to an end. Here it is from a different angle. Not what they would have expected, I don't think, in the speed event, but that's the result that Derek Smythe's got, and maybe he takes a hit now in the points. Not for the first time, they're upside down. Safety crew quickly on the job to right them. Todd sort of can't believe it happened, but it did. So the Mickey Thompson tyres 4x4 Gymkhana is done. Maximum points goes to Scott Biggs. In second place, it will be Hamish Arrett, and in third place, Neville Mather. Things have changed overall with Scott Biggs going into first outright. In second place, it is Hamish Arrett, and a three-way tie for third. AEC Nerves of Steel is course 8, all about holding your nerve. Plenty of air to be had at the start before negotiating some massive dugouts and a mud bath to finish.
Hi, my name's Russell Ludas. Come 8th in the National Series. I'm driving the orange CowperTruck, sponsored by Maxxis Tyres, and we're going to take it to the Nitro Customs tracks.
So this is Russell Ludas. He's a first-timer here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. This is course number 8 of 10, Ashurst Engineering and Construction, Nerves of Steel. And the name says it all. You've got to keep your nerve here. Have a look at the drop-down scoreboard. You'll see the progress of Russell. Oh, and he's hit the tape. So under the new rules, you can restart. That's exactly what he's going to do. But from now on, you'll see the graphic change from red to blue, and that means only half points. So instead of 100 points per gate, it's down to 50. Russell currently sitting in 7th equal with Jared Biggs, but now he has stopped, so he hasn't quite got to the finish. This again is going to hurt him in the points because those half points are going to change things in the overall situation, I would think. Have a look at the super slow-mo. This is Stuart Earle and Dan Cowper. Dan is the promoter, he's the starter, he's the clerk of the course, and he is the co-driver for Stuart Earle, who is the proprietor of Broadway Accounting Solutions. So he's an accountant. Oh, look at that, just teetering on the balance point as they negotiate 3. These guys are currently in 6th place on 4,800 points. Oh, they got close to 5, but they cleared it, and they clear 6. And that is as far as they'll go. The Riddler next up, it's another Cowper truck. This is Dave and Reese Mackay. Talk about stomping it on the nose, and that's exactly what they did as they worked through 2. Just hit 3, and they've nudged the tape. Now they can restart, remember. This is to keep more trucks in action to satisfy the big crowd. That's exactly what they're going to do. But now, as I mentioned before, it is 50 points per gate, not the 100. So half place points. Safely through 4 and 5. Once again, the Chevy's gone off song a little bit, gulped a little bit of water in there. That means you're not getting full power. You can see the frustration on the face of Reese Mackay. Here, look at this. Talk about stopping on the nose. That was before they started into 2.
Nah, it looks like that bog's getting pretty hard on the second part, so hopefully we keep it cool till then and we'll just push the truck to the max and see how we go.
Scott Biggs is next. He's the national champion. He's the points leader at the moment. The truck is Nitro. Last year he won overall with his brother. This year they're bitter competitors. Jared's had a terrible time. This guy's getting better and better as the courses go through. They're currently leading on 6,000 points. Wow, talk about a bit of aggression. And a bit of power on board too with the Nitro as they get up. And are we going to see the perfect score? We do see the perfect score. No, I think they clipped 10. It was so close, but the judges were on the spot, so it's 900 points. Here it is in super slow-mo. Look at this, the aggressive right-hand turn. Well, Phil Walton wondered what would have happened. This is Jared Biggs, this is the twin brother of Scott. They're on the clawback, if you like. Had a shocking first half of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Nitro is the truck, it's another Nitro custom trucks made out of Auckland. Oh, and they've stalled the engine there. Well, they've had so many woes. They broke the steering in course number 1, then they had overheating problems when they cracked the thermostat housing. They still got to compete, but in course 2, they rejoined out of their order, so they only competed for half points. Are they going to get to the top? Are we going to see a perfect 10? It would be retribution completely. We do see a perfect 10, and it couldn't come at a better time for Jared Biggs. So he is on the way back. Next to go on the Ashurst Engineering and Construction Nerves of Steel, it is Neville Mather, the carpet installer from Hamilton. Currently sitting 3rd after 7 courses completed. This is course 8 of 10. New Zealand number 3. They had a fantastic national championship. They've had a pretty darn good Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Have a look at the seaweed and the weeds and things that stick to the front steering arms here. Those holes are deep, make no mistake about it. Well, we're still inching forward. They're getting perilously close to gate number 9. They haven't got through gate number 9, so it's 800 points for Neville. Greg McDowell and brother Chris. Chris doing the co-driving duties, Greg doing the driving. Last year, they were 7th. Well, that's not what they were looking for at all, but they keep going. They hit the Suzuki tapes. Now, under the rules, they can restart if they can, and I think they're going to. Have a look on the replay. This is the rollover. You're watching Chris McDowell. But then they land back on the wheels, as you see it from a different angle. They hit the Suzuki tape. Now, under the new rules, they can restart. And that's exactly what they're going to do. What looked a little bit of a disaster is probably going to turn out well here. They're still going to get some points if they can complete the course. And that is the million-dollar question at the moment. So once again, you'll see the graphics change from red to blue, meaning half points through clearances of the gates. great shots from the super slow-mo camera here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. And back on the wheels, we'll keep on going. 222 Racing, Hamish Arrett, Paul Barnes next to go. Last year they were 4th in this competition. Slowly but surely they're clawing their way back. Hamish has stated he'd love to win the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Hasn't happened. He's always been a crowd pleaser. Remember the 2016 backflip. Remember the big clearance, the big jump in the Hermanson contracting course last year. They got the perfect score there. Are they going to get the perfect score here? Yes, they are. So the locals from Wanganui raising a big cheer with a huge crowd as we welcome back Derek Smythe and Todd Sharman. Derek from Palmerston North. Todd Sharman, the very quiet Todd Sharman. He lets his actions do the speaking for him. It's Lucas Oil supported truck. Another Nitro Customs truck out of Auckland. And that grimace comes back onto the face of Derek Smythe. Was leading for quite a time, currently 3rd equal with Rowan Huckstep, and he's not going to go any further than that, and that's going to take a big hit in the points. Or is he going to go further? Have I spoken too soon? He continues on. What a comeback here from Derek Smythe. He's still moving forward. The crowd are holding their breath. He's still going forward, but now he's given it up, I think. So he gets the 800 points. He was looking for more than that, I'm sure of it. Ashurst Engineering Construction, Nerves of Steel, Rowan Huckstep. Now he will probably break the 3rd place draw here because of the problems of Derek Smythe, but I might have spoken too soon. We'll wait and see. Mad Cow is the truck. It's a CowperTruck. Chook's Trailers, the sponsor, and Moto Muck. 3rd equal with Derek Smythe going in. That may now change. How dirty do you want to get as part of the lure of this amazing sport? Still trying to edge forward, but he's not going to do it. And 800 points as well. So maybe no change for the battle in 3rd. So a tie after course 8 with Jared Biggs and Hamish Arrett getting the perfect 1,000 points. Overall, the situation still remains Scott Biggs on top. In 2nd place, it is Hamish Arrett. And once again, a 3-way tie for 3rd. One of the more technical courses of the day is the BB Construction No Time for Smoko. Again, some massive trenches to negotiate and plenty of mud.
Yeah, g'day, my name's Stuart. I drive this yellow CowperTruck behind us, nicknamed the Wolverine. We took the punt this year and bought the truck off Dan Cowper and even got the old master in beside us to show us the ropes. It's been great learning from him. Had a really good result this year, ended up 9th overall, and really to give it a good hammering today and take on the Nitro boys.
So this is Stuart Earle and Dan Cowper. Dan Cowper, a 5-time national champion, doing the co-driving duties for Stuart Earle. His first time in competition this season in the CowperTruck. He's moved on from the Phantom. Looking pretty good so far in course number 9. 1 to go after this, and it is getting tight at the top. Or maybe just carrying a little bit of speed, and that's cost them, I think. They clipped gate 6. As once again, they tiptoe over this dip. Virtually a sheer drop, and then you've got to keep the momentum going to get through the mud and then head up to the top. And that's not going to be easy either because he's gone through 10, has he? Yes, 900 points for Stuart Earle and Dan Cowper. Have a look at this on the replay. Looks done and dusted there, but then somehow they get the truck to the right. They clear 10. 900 valuable points for the Wolverine. The Riddler is next to go. Dave and Reese Mackay, currently sitting in 10th place. 3rd last year, so their hopes and dreams have been shattered a little bit here. The farmer from Taupiri with his son, once again, a very aggressive take on that wall of death. Now they've got to get the truck slowed right down again to go over the dip. They can't afford to go end for end there and end their run early. Straight shot, heading for 10. Did he get to 10? I don't know. The judges say no. 900 points for Dave Mackay. Here is the points leader. This is Scott Biggs, last year's champion with his twin brother. Now Phil Walton doing the co-driving duties. That combination has won the national championships. They're currently in control here as well. 6,900 points. Oh, that's not going to be good though. Oh, and that's not either. They've taken out a series of gates there, so maybe a little bit too much haste for Scott Biggs. 4, 5 and 6. They clear 7, okay. Oh, and I think they touched 9. They got through 10, but they definitely touched 9. Here it is on the replay. 4, 5 and 6 gone, and 9. So 600 points. So we're down to the business end of the 2019 edition of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. This is BB Construction, No Time for Smoko, and this is Neville Mather. BB Construction out of Palmerston North, part of the sponsorship package here at Turakina. Again, really attacking the Explorer Motorhome sponsored Nitro 3. Perfect so far. Can they get to 10? Oh, I don't think they can. We're going to give them all the time in the world. Neville is urging the Nitro truck to get there, and it's not going to, so 900 points, a good return for a near-perfect run. Now, this was going to be Jared Biggs, but bad luck has befallen them again. They've got alternator troubles now, so they've missed their slot. Instead, we've got the Killer Bee CowperTruck, and that is Greg and Chris McDowell. It means that once again, Jared will be competing for half points. These guys competing for maximum points, 100 per gate. And so far, so good. Perfect as they head down into the slush and negotiate gate number 7. Cakebox and V8s are they going to get the perfect score? They do. And I think that's the first perfect score of the afternoon for the brothers McDowell. Hamish Charette, Paul Barnes next to go. Currently sitting in second place on 6,650 points, just 250 points behind Scott Biggs. So now it's getting serious. Paul Barnes working on the individual brake levers, full power, 700 odd horsepower from the Corvette powered CowperTruck. Oh, and a mechanical issue as well. You see the way the left rear stopped working. So driveline problems here for Hamish and Paul. Well, you want drama, you've got drama here at the 2019 edition of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. This is Derek Smythe and Todd Sharman. Derek Smythe from Palmerston North, Lucas Oil and Brunton Engineering are the sponsors. Derek is the proprietor of his engineering shop in Palmy. At the moment, they're third equal with Rowan Huckstep and Neville Mather. One-handed driving as they head uphill now is Derek Smythe. He can't get the perfect score. He's not going to clear 10 and he hit 6. So again, 800 points. Rowan Huckstep, Hendrik Hofste next to go. Mad Cow, fitting for the dairy farmer from the Taranaki. That is Rowan Huckstep. Has competed twice before in this event, also been an official, so giving back. Third equal, remember, with Smythe and Mather, so this is important. So far, so good for Rowan. Flirts with the Suzuki outboard tape there. Can he get through 10? No, he can't. 900 points. Well, the BB Construction, No Time for Smoko, is proving tougher than we thought here at Turakina. What can Russell Ludas do? The General is the truck. He's currently in 8th place. Good aggressive run there through the wall of death. This is his first time here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Maxxis Tyres, Tomalin Engineering are the sponsors. You see Chris working on the individual brakes, trying to get to the top, nearly flipping it. Oh, so close and yet so far. And maybe a broken axle or two there for the General. Might see it better on the replay. Watch the rear of the truck. Right about there, that's where the damage is done. Have a look at the elevation here in the super slow-mo. First timer Russell Ludas doing a fantastic job. Fletch, nothing like a little bit of drama before the start, mate.
It makes it interesting, eh? Keeps it fun. Yeah.
Mate, have you guys had your problems today?
Oh, it's been full of dramas, eh? But, still enjoying every minute of it.
Well, there really have been dramas for Jared Biggs. He shared the win here last year. This time it's an alternator problem. So once again, they are nursing boosted through course number 9, Palmerston North Base BB Construction. No Time for Smoko is the course name. Remember, because he's out of his order, it's only half points for Jared. Oh, and he got so close to going in for end. Maybe now driving with a little bit more aggression than needed. Is he going to get through 10? Be the perfect run. He does get through 10, but he only scores half points. 500. Have a look at it on the replay. That is so close to doing the big endo here at Turakina. So course points through 9, and it's Greg McDowell with the maximum 1,000, but then a 4-way tie for second. Overall, the situation vastly different. Scott Biggs in front, but by 50 points. That's half a gate here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Last course of the day, and if you like mud, well, this one is for you.
Hi, my name's Dave Mackay. I drive this green CowperTruck behind me. It's got an LS2, about 500 horsepower, and I came 10th in the Nationals this year.
Well, luckily this one is sponsored by Optimo. This is heavy-duty grime time, and Optimo is a detergent, and this is always a mud bath. And first to go, it is Dave and Reese Mackay. It's another CowperTruck, the Riddler. Came here last year, performed wonderfully, got on the podium. Not going to be there this time round though. Currently 10th on 4,700 points. Another big mud bath coming for the father and son combination. Up the hill they go. Will they get to the top? Can they get through 10? Yes, they can. So 900 points, a great way for Dave and Reese Mackay to finish their day. 2 perfect scores along the way here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. The boys from the Waikato can be pretty proud of that. 50-point lead. Hamish is broken. Be silly to lose it all here.
Yeah, no, consistency is key here. Heaps of jandal, keep it online and come out the top.
Well, you heard us say there is 50 points in it between this man, the national champion, and Hamish Arrett, the local favourite from Wanganui. Scott Biggs won it all last year with his brother Jared. Can he do it again here? He's got to be near perfect. And he has shown that he can be. He's taken 4 maximum points hauled so far. When he's just got himself a bit confused there, and that's going to pull him into gate 5, I think. And he's clipped gate 5. Oh, this could be drama here at the final course. 50 points separates Hamish Arrett from this man. He's already lost the potential of a perfect score here. We know that Hamish Arrett is broken. Hopefully they've had time to fix 222 Racing. Hopefully getting to the top is Scott Biggs, and it is a 900-point haul. Will it be enough? Can they go as back-to-back champions? We'll find out very shortly. Here it is in slow motion. You can find them through the mud. Plenty of water, plenty of mud, and plenty of air for the champion-elect. He's got to sit back and wait now. It's all on Hamish Arrett's shoulders. 50 points separated them going in. Here is Jared Biggs. He's racing for pride now. He's had so many problems. He's not in contention, but he'd love to put on a show. And more than that, he'd love to beat his brother. This last season, the first time in 5 years he's been a driver. Normally he's the co-driver for Scott. They won the whole thing here last year. It came down to a runoff between themselves and Andrew Garner. He's not in contention. He'd love to put on a show for the people, and that's exactly what he's doing here in boosted. 900 horsepower. He's going to use it all, getting up to the top of the hill. He is on target for a perfect score. He's not going to get to 10. It's a 900-point haul for Jared Biggs. Next to go, it is Neville May. The Optimo Heavy Duty Grime Time is the course. It's the final one of what has been another successful day here at Turakina for the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. This guy in contention for a podium spot. If he can get through, he gets through 5. Spins it hard round. Look at the weed and stuff on the front suspension. This bog is just deep as, just about completely submerges the nitro truck. 3rd in the nation. Can he be on the podium here at Turakina? Can he get to the top of the hill? No, he can't. 900 points. So this is Killer B. This is Greg and Chris McDowell. Oh, and the approach has gone wrong. They attacked it with way too much gusto, and they've buried the CowperTruck here. And this is going to cost them big time in points. Surely not the way they wanted to finish. Crowd getting plenty of souvenirs as well. Have a look at it on the replay here as the mud starts to fly. Just overly aggressive perhaps for the brothers from the Waikato. This is the man. This is the man. Will the repairs hold up? Can he do it? Can he beat Scott Biggs? He was 50 points behind coming into this one. What are we going to see here from the horse trainer from Wanganui? He's vowed that he wants to win this event. He never has. He's always been a crowd pleaser. Can he please the parochial local crowd here? Can he get up and pip Scott Biggs? So far, so good for Hamish Arrett and Paul Barnes. Through 6, looking through 7, so far through 7. Now the run up the hill, and this has been the one that stymied them. Can he get to the top? Can he get the 1,000? No, he can't, and he hit the tape as well.
It's such an awesome event. You know, 10 hazards, you've got to perform on all 10. So yeah, no, we'll have some fun and see how we go.
Well, that is the voice of Derek Smythe, 10th last year, currently sitting in 5th place on 6,600 points going into this one. The last one brought to you by Optimo Detergent. You can see why. If ever a course was sponsored by the right company, it's this one. These guys are going to have the washing machine on overload, trying to get clean again. Can Derek Smythe be clean here? Oh, he's inching closer to 5, and he's inching closer to the Suzuki boundary tape as well. And I think he's clipped 5, and he's clipped the tape too, so it's academic. And that is definitely a grimace this time round in the super slow-mo for Derek Smythe. Restart, remember, half points from here on in. So let's see the progress here of Derek Smythe. 10th last year, so he's made a big improvement. I can tell you that all the competitors will go home with a bucket of Optimo detergent. And that should keep them in good stead till this event next year. Derek Smythe looking for the top of the hill. He can't clear 9, and that means he won't get to 10 either. Rowan, had a good day?
Yeah, pretty good. Awesome day, actually. I've really enjoyed it. It's real tight and twisty, and it's so close. That's real cool.
Well, it is close because at the current time, Rowan is 3rd equal with Neville Mather. We've seen Neville Mather go through. He scored 900 points. What can Rowan and Hendrick do? This very experienced combination. Safely through 3. Now they'll try and climb the bank. Oh, and he's hit the Suzuki tape, so he has to be restarted. Now he's gone off course. He's gone through another gate. It's gone horribly wrong for Rowan Huckstep. Well, not what he wanted to finish with, that is for sure. This is Russell Ludas. The truck is the general. He's still got that broken axle, so he is going to be quite handicapped here. And you can see the truck just wants to push towards the right all the time, and he can't steer it back to the left. Let's see what he can do. This has been a problem for most of the competitors through 4 and 5. He gets through 4, okay. Does he manage to negotiate 5? No, he doesn't. He hits the tapes as well. Now, can he restart? He is buried deep here in the mud. Remember, he's on 3-wheel drive, not 4-wheel drive, and I think he has to call it a day. Stuart Earle has had an amazing debut here at the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge with the help of the maestro of this amazing event, and that is a very muddy Dan Cowper. We zoom on him there as they work their way, and all the time that every truck has been through here, this mud has got deeper and deeper and deeper. But a great performance so far for Stuart in the Cowper truck. Safe through 4, okay. Looking for 5, the mud gets the better of our onboard camera. Hit 5, got through 6, got through 7. Now they begin the big climb up the top of the hill. He can be happy with his debut here in the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Can Stuart Earle, but he ain't going any further than that. Well, the truck is quite enough. Maybe the mud sucking out of the horsepower of the Cowper truck. So have a look at the course round for the 10th and final course. 4 with the perfect score. In 5th place, it is Hamish Arrett. Overall situation sees Scott Beeks, the champion, 150 points better than Hamish Arrett, with Neville Mather in 3rd.
Didn't realise we were that close up, hadn't really heard the points as we were going around, so yeah, absolutely stoked with that.
Look, we had an issue on the second to last, and we got back literally with 30 seconds left to our spot, so we're thrilled to get second.
Last year he did it with his twin brother. This year he's done it with Phil Walton, Scott Beeks.
Yeah, no, it's just a long slog, and we're happy that we stayed consistent enough to take it out. Full credit to all the trucks and teams that put up an awesome effort today, and we had to go 100% to just sneak in there.
So to the victor go the spoils, Jack Cowper with the champagne spray. What an amazing day it has been for the 5th running of the Suzuki Extreme 4x4 Challenge. Be a part of it next year, folks. This is something special.